All right. I think now we're live on YouTube. So, Dani, could you start introducing yourself so we can know a little bit more about you?
Okay, good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dani. I am living in São Paulo. I am 35 years old. I am software developer front end, but now I am unemployed, but looking for other opportunities. Um, Currently, I splice my time splice my day in two times. Uh, in the morning, I study English. In the afternoon, I study other technologies about my job. In my free time, I like watch TV, watch series. I like drawing. That's it.
That's great having you here. And how about you, Luis? Could you...
Good morning, everyone. I'm Luis. I'm 52 years old. Currently, I'm unemployed, but I work with technology like Danny. I am a project manager, and then I'm looking for a new opportunity too. Uh, I don't have kids. I'm married, but I don't have kids. I do have 5 dogs and 3 cats. And I am a volunteer in a project called Medicão. So in the weekends, we visit hospitals, nursing homes, cancer centers with the dogs. They are trained to do the therapy-assisted dogs. In my free time, I like to watch TV series, movies, read books, and so on. This is about me.
Very nice. Thanks for sharing a little bit about you. And how about you, Marcos? Good to see you here.
Hi guys, good morning. Good to be here too. I'm Marcos. I'm a 47 years old. I live in São Paulo. I'm married, father of two teenage daughters. They are twins. Uh, I work with technology too. I started my career as a software developer. And actually, I am a project manager as Luis. At this moment, I'm transitioning my career. I'm not working, I'm not allocated to a project. That's because I'm putting focus to improve my English so I can have a job in agreeing an international project. So that's it.
Very nice. Thanks for being here today. And how about
Thank
you,
you.
Ricardo? Go ahead.
I'm Ricardo. I live at São Vicente, is south coast from São Paulo. São Vicente is the first city of Brazil, one of the capitanias hereditárias, né? So, I'm married. I have a daughter. I have 2 cats, my friends Quindim and Pudim, well, I love watching movies, hang out with my friends, family. Uh, that's it.
Okay, very nice. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm El Tavares. I'm from São Paulo too. I live here. I like to study languages. I love animals, especially dogs. So I just love them very much. And let me see, I love to travel. I intend to work with the languages in the future. And I love eating. I love Japanese food, all that stuff. So, guys, as I was saying in the beginning, today we're going to talk about anxiety. And just to tell some things about the platform, Talk and Talk is a platform where we can practice English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Mandarin. In the future, we'll be able to practice other languages too. And here's a safe place to make mistakes. We're not here to judge anybody. We are here to learn with each other. And I'm not a teacher, so I'm not going to teach you anything. But everybody's going to learn a lot from each other's experiences, okay? And just to let that clear, this is a conversation 100% in English. Of course, we can say some words in Portuguese if that's necessary, but it's mainly in English. So, guys, I think now we can start. And Luis, could you read and answer the first question for us?
Sure. What does anxiety mean to you? Oh, I had the burnout in my last job, so I do sessions with psychologists and I take medicines. I am in treatment. My wife had cancer, chest cancer last year, so I stayed so anxiety in my body, in my mind. So it's terrible. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. It was terrible. Now I'm better, and she discovered in a mammography, she discovered a nodule, and it's 98% that is not problem, but this 2% make me too anxiety. I'm doing therapy and also I'm doing exercise. Both of us are going to gym and then try to relax, thinking other things. That's it. Anxiety is terrible. It's a terrible disease.
I see. And what does it mean to you, Dani?
Sorry, could you repeat?
No, yeah, I asked Dani about the same question.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Anxious is terrible for me, for all, but for me means when you worry about the future is worry in today all the time. In your mind your mind is working a lot about the future, and you stay breaking because your mind is in the future. That's it.
And how about you, Ricardo? What's your view on this?
Ah, the psychiatrist and the others used to say that the depression or sorrow, né, is about the past and the anxiety is about the future. Um, well, on Brazil is on Brazil, né, in Portuguese, né, normally the people used to say the word preocupações, né, and it sounded like became uh, you have concerns about the thing that don't happen yet. Né? So in this case, yeah, it's human feeling, and the is necessary analyze, check, search for help if it is necessary. So and the yeah, no, the most part of the time, the people used to say that more than 80% of your thoughts don't really happen. Né? So in this case is a lot of uh, how do you say in English? Sometimes it occurs a blank in my mind. Né? But yeah, is a lot of effort necessary. So in this case, you have to lead. You have to search for help, therapy, or some activities like go to the gym or hobbies or something that you could let your mind more tranquil. So that's it.
I see. And what does it mean to you, Marcos?
Okay. As Danny and Ricardo said, anxiety is about the future. Is probably influenced because we are trying to control the future, and the future is something we can't control. We can influence, but we just can influence the future in the present or at the present. I'm not sure. So, but it's easier to say what it is and how we can deal with that, but it's tough to really deal with that. It's not it's so easy to stay at the present. Ricardo said about practicing exercises, and it helped me a lot. It's it, it's very difficult to think about the future when you have 100, 200, or 500 kilos over you. You have to stay in the present. So the 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 dean helped me with to deal with that. And that's it. I think that is it.
Let's see. Yeah, about it means basically the same thing as you guys mentioned it. I think it's something not so good. It's like it can be okay if we can kind of control it or not control it, but it's not so huge in our lives when it's okay. But when we have too much anxiety all the time thinking about the things that could happen, that will happen, that you know thinking about all of these things that we are not sure about it. It's so complicated, I'd say. It's not something great. It's not something so healthy for us. I think if we can have a mind, a clean mind at all, like in general, I think it's better. But sometimes I feel like it's great too because it we can think about some hypotheses. I don't know, some situations that could happen, so we can prevent ourselves for some things too. So I think if that's moderated, I don't know, it can be okay for us. But what do you think about it, Cheney? Now that you've come, if you wanna just introduce yourself in a few words too, and then answer the first question, go ahead.
Hello, guys. Sorry for my late.
Hello, Jen.
Um, my name is Etienne. I 29 years old. I live in Guaíba City in Rio Grande do Sul. I married. I have a doggy, and I'm sorry for dogs. Is the dog is in my street is so crazy. I don't know. I think it's because it's trash day. I don't know if this specific words, but dogs are crazy. And sorry for the sound. Um, about the question is number nine.
One.
Number one.
Yeah.
Anxiety is for me is a terrible thing and it's happened with all the people around the world in the moment. Uh, for me, I will answer responder. Vou responder a um e a dois já, tá? Porque para
Okay.
mim elas são ligadas. In my case, anxiety in the past harmful me uh, because um, since I as a kid, a children, a child, since I am child, I have a little bit anxiety, and the aí com o passar do tempo, this growing up with me, and in the moment in my life, the anxiety causou em mim the syndrome of syndrome of panic. I don't know if it's the word, but eu cheguei in the moment que I can get it to go out of my home because the intrusive thoughts, I don't know if pensamentos intrusivos don't make me feel safe with the to get out of my home. I don't know, but I'm feel nervous. I think it because I have a time I stay very time in home, and I don't have a routine. I don't practice exercise. I don't know if they word. And I stay very time in the home, and I don't lose I lose the routine, because in the past I have to go to school for the study, and to study in the case, and when I don't need more, I stay more time in the home, and when I need to get out of home, I think have tinha acontecido dessa mudança em mim, e I start to feel more anxiety, and the anxiety provocou em mim a síndrome do pânico. E no caso, deixa eu ver, é que tem que cuidar a resposta depois das próximas perguntas. Então, specific case, I'm feel I'm feel the anxiety atingir minha vida, but I started to 2 years ago. I started making therapy, and now I feel so better with me, and I get to sair de casa. Hoje eu consigo. Então, não sei se
Wonderful.
vocês conseguiram pegar a ideia aqui, mas nesse caso, a ansiedade para mim, ela hoje eu consigo controlar. Eu sei o que é o gatilho que me afeta, e então eu já tenho as técnicas que me ajudam a
That's
me
great.
sentir melhor.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's great that you found out that, and you discovered, I don't know the difference, the ways you can avoid it, or what triggers you. I think that's the word. So now you can prepare yourself more for that. So guys, since we are in 6 people here, I'm going to split the rooms so everybody can have more time to talk, okay? And for those who will be in the other room, please be respectful. You guys, I think everybody here knows a little bit how it works. So let just be respectful and respect each other's time, moment to talk, okay? So if you have received an invitation, please accept, and 10 minutes before I'll call everybody back so we can finish the conversation. See you. Let's just wait. Okay, now we can follow the questions. So Marcos, about the second question, could you read it and answer?
Do you feel you are always anxious or only in certain situations? I feel I can be always anxious. There is nothing, there is just no one specific subject that can make me anxious or make me feel anxious. So I'm a person who are concerned about the future in every aspect of my life. So I can be always feel anxious. So I have to, in response, to pay attention to at every moment, what I'm thinking, what I'm living, what kind of thought I'm living to feel, to flow through myself. So yes, there is not only one situation. all of them, and I have to pay attention 100% of the time.
No, see, that's I think that's crazy to be to have these these feelings to live with
Yes.
this. It's complicated, right? And what about you, Dani? Do you feel
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Unfortunately, I feel anxious 100% of the time because currently in my life I am unemployed, um, and this looking for other jobs is very uh, very tired, very hard. Is I feel so anxious because this, and I think when you when you uh, preocupado when you preocupado with other things, and you this is as bola de neve. This is terrible because one thing change, other thing change is you stay very anxious.
Yeah.
And that does not make our lives easier.
Yes. Yes, totally.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. I'd say not so intense talking about it, but I feel like I'm an anxious person in general, and I'm always with this feeling, especially like about not, of course, with specific situations. If I have to do a presentation, I don't know, something like that, something really specific, but in life in general, like I have to do something. I have to be someone. I have to do great things. I have to, have these big thoughts about the future. So for me, it's mainly about it. But of course, I try to control it, or at least not to let it over. I don't know, not too much for me. But sometimes it has its moments, right? Sometimes we are better, sometimes we just cannot control it very much, and we have to feel it. And I think it's important to like to really feel it, not to avoid it, not to pretend that it doesn't exist. No, but to really try to deal with it, to overcome it, and if that's possible, to um, decrease these levels of anxiety, I'd say. And Dani, about the third question, do you believe that having anxiety is it's harmful to people? Why or why not? Especially talking about other people like around us, not mainly for the person, of course, but for the people around them.
Yes, for me, anxiety is very harmful because when I when you is in group, uh, when one people is anxious, the climate is affected about this person. um I think in no, I don't know. But for me, is harmful because the harmony, the group is depend all the people.
Let's see. And what's your thoughts on this, Marcus?
Oh, I think it is, especially to the closest ones to us. They will feel the same pain, and they will feel a different pain. That is the fear that someone they love is suffering. Or so I think um that is very harmful. That is a tough situation we have to deal in group in this case.
Yeah, being able to do that, to be part of a group where everybody's trying to help each other, I think that's great. Or at least having someone like a therapist, you know, someone who you can count on and maybe to give you advices about it. That can be great. And I totally agree with you both. I think it can really impact other people. And I know, as Marco said, it's a different thing that they feel because we, as the person that is going through it, we kind of know what is happening, but the other person doesn't really know about what is happening to you, what you're feeling, what you're thinking about. So I think like they can, if that's really intense, people around us can be like afraid to lost us, you know, for these thoughts on our minds and all. So I think it's I don't know if that's even more complicated, but it's equal, I'd say, because we know what is happening, but they don't know. So having this in mind, I'd say like the best is to to have this perception and try to decrease it, or just to deal with it for it not to engolir and all, you know. So about the fourth question, Marcos, could you read it and answer?
What do you usually do to reduce your anxiety levels, especially when you are being interviewed by someone or present something to many people? It's hard. There is a story. You only can see a beard on my face because of anxiety. In 2018, I had to make a presentation for 200, 300 people. I was okay with the team. I dominated. It was, in fact, a real case I helped to build in my company. And I was okay. Well, it will be great to share this with the community. But once the date was coming, I felt myself anxious and anxious. And one day I woke up with an inflammation on my face, and I had to do not, I don't know the word, to make my beard for more than a month. And I liked the feeling of doesn't having to make the beard, so I left the beard grow. At the day, the presentation of the presentation, uh, I felt anxious. I went up to the stage with a bottle of water. You are not seeing because the effect on Zoom. I think I drank the entire bottle in the five first minutes of the presentation. So I feel I tried to get feedback from the audience. Some people say that is a bad idea, but for me it was okay. I like to have feedback, so I try to get feedback about the audience. And the feedback was positive, so I feel myself less anxious. So I closed that presentation and I thought, okay, I really deal well with that. So in the next year, I will make another presentation in this conference. And I did that. I applied to make a presentation. They choose my presentation, and the same thing happens. When the day was coming close, I felt more anxious. At this time, my body answered different. I woke up 2 or 3 days before the presentation with a disease in my eyes. And I remember the first thing I thought was, okay, I have a conjunctivitis, so I can't do the presentation. That was the first thinking. And then after that, I thought, oh, if I'm thinking about that, that is because I'm trying to escape the situation. That's bad. And then I remember that the same thing happened 1 year before. And then I understood, I finally understood that my body was reacting to the anxiety. So I went to the doctor. That was not a conjunctivitis, was something very that easy to deal, not there was not a put in risk the other people. So I went to the conference, made the presentation, and the way I try to deal with that before, after this happens, these situations happened, is to try to recognize when I feel anxiety or when I feel anxious, and to leave this anxiety flows. To okay, I'm anxiety. It's okay. It's common. It can happen. So what can I do is to try to keep myself at the present and leave this anxiety flows. And that's it. Sorry, guys. I think I used a lot of time to share the history.
No, that's okay. That was an interesting story. So that was a great example, I'd say. And how about you, Dani? What do you think of it about the number 4?
Yes, Marcos, thank you for sharing your history. I like it, your history is important too. Thank you. For me, I think I try I take a deep breath, a lot deep breath, and I I do the power pose. Do you know power pose? Is the arms in the cintura, deep breath, and I try, but I don't know because I am very anxious. I am person very anxious. I am person very shy too. Is presentation the other people's is very stressful for me. But I try the brief and power pose before the presentation.
These are great advices. I'd say like to try to do that. Let me see. One thing that I do is to take a deep breath to really like days before, if that's something that I know I will need to do. Of course, I think the anxiety enhance. That's one word I learned with Marcus. Enhance. You said it in another immersion. It's to the same to as increase, right?
Yes.
Increase, enhance. So talking about it, I think the anxiety enhance a few days before, but when the moment arrives and I'm ready when I'm in the time to do that, I'd say one advice that I received and that I try to do it is like to think, okay, I'm going to do my best, and what matters now is right here and right now. It's not anything else. Stop thinking other things, other preoccupations. No, right now I have to focus on this. I have to do this. I'm going to do my best, not to do something that I know it's not my best. No, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be right here, right now, talking to these people, and what should happen will happen, and that's it. Having these thoughts on especially in these moments, I'd say is so crucial for me to try to have this courage to follow what I had to do and to really do a great job. You know, I'd say this is a great thing that I follow and that many people everyone should do. But of course, so talking about these other experiences that you've mentioned, I think I'm going to follow kind of these two. And the Marcos story was really interesting to get to know. It was not just a story. We could see the point that you mentioned it. So that's really great. And Marcos, about the fifth question, could you read it and answer?
If you saw someone having an anxiety attack, what would you do? Would you try to help them? Oh, yes, I would try to help. Uh, what I could do is probably being there, being very empathetic, try to not put some pressure over that person, to offer water, trying to help, then to stay in the present, make some brief exercise, as you said. Uh, it's very important. I know. I think to an anxious person to feel supported. I don't know if this is the better way to express, but you are anxious. You feel alone. You feel uh, you have an intense fear. So if you can feel that someone is supporting you, it will help. It helps me. So that is what I should do uh, if I'm with someone who is feeling anxious in that moment.
Yeah, that's great. And what would you say about it, Dani? About the next question.
Yes, I agree with Marcos. And I try help the person, and I I tried to remove the person from other place, other calm place, because uh is 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 better in the calm place, and offer the water, offer to my listening the for person speak for me, and try and try follow the hospital. I don't know. But yes, I try us help you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Like, try to help. And of course, sometimes what people need in this situation is just a supportive person, like, besides them. I think it's so important. And if I can do anything to help them, I will do it because I imagine if that was me, I would like to someone to help me, to support me, and not just because of that. If I can do it, I'm going to do it. So, and have this in mind, like if I can help them, why would I not do it? There's no reason, basically. So, and sometimes I feel like all somebody can need is just a friend to listen to what they have to say, or just a little advice that can help them. For example, that happened to me a while ago, and like I had too many things to do, and I was like stressed about everything, but I couldn't do anything. So that was a situation that I had, and somebody just told me, okay, you can do that, that, and that. And inside, really inside, I knew what I should do, the 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 things that I should do, but I just couldn't. Then somebody just told me, okay, let's do it, do this, and then I did, and everything went fine. So sometimes when we are so stressed about a situation, or many of them to have to manage all the time, It's something that we can have this feeling, but it's important to stay calm, to prepare ourselves for that, and try to lead it the best way we can, having this in mind that okay, I need to do, I'm going to stay calm, and I'm doing my best, basically. So Danny, about the next question, could you read it and answer number 6?
Six. What can we do to avoid this kind of situation? Do you think meditation and physical exercise help? Yes, physical exercise help a lot, and meditation too. But meditation, uh, um, for example, I don't, I can't meditation because my mind is is terrible. But meditation is very for persons anxious. Uh, Other advice is do therapy. Therapy is help a lot, but is in cases is painful. But uh, if can, therapy is very cheap.
Nasi, and what do you think of it, Marcus?
Oh, I agree with Danny. I think that the best advice I heard about meditation is that meditation is a journey. No one knows or was born knowing how to meditate. And sometimes, or always, or even always, uh, thinking we, it will happens during the meditation. So the better advice I have heard about this is okay, let this thinking flow. It will come, you will welcome it and leave it flow so you can continue on your meditation. I'm not a person who meditates, uh, and that is not what I don't agree or I don't believe that it works. That it's I try other things that I think helps to me. One thing I think it helps me a lot is pray. When I feel anxious or when I feel alone, I put myself with my thoughts in a quiet moment and I pray, and it helps me. And it's a kind of meditation too, or similar. And doing physical exercise helps a lot. It helped me a lot. As I told at the beginning, when you are, I practice weightlifting, and when you are dealing with weights, you have to be in present. You can't be in the future, can be in another place because you can hurt yourself. So it helps me a lot. And I try to replicate that situation in other moments when I am not, when I have to deal with some anxiety, but I'm not exercising. So I try to get that feeling of about staying at the present moment to help me to deal with the situation.
Yeah, these are a great thing that you mentioned it, and I'd say like I don't practice any sport right now. I don't go to the gym. I should, but I don't do that. I don't know. It's something about the daily life that I had, but it's not it's not an excuse. I'd say it's just I know I should do, but I'm going to. And talking about this, I think it's so important to do that. And even though it's not something like that, I don't know, maybe you don't find yourself doing it. But we can find other things to practice to do that can avoid us to have this feeling or not to avoid it, but to really helps us in these situations. So for me, I'd say like doing, I don't know, just being with the dogs, for example, can help me if I'm too stressed about something. Anything can help us. It depends, and we should just try to understand it. What are the ways that I feel less anxious? So I think this really can help us in this kind of delicate situation, let's say. So hi guys from the other room. How was the conversation there? Can somebody tell me? Hey, Jenny,
That- That's
Ricardo.
wonderful. That's a great opportunity. Sharing knowledge. Sometimes I was talking with my classmates, and the problem the most important thing, yeah, the knowledge is very very important because, for example, when you feel a bad feeling, sometimes you don't recognize or you don't know. So, for example, well, it's just your imagination. Yeah, but when you don't know about it, this imagination is becoming true in your mind. It's a reality in your mind. It's a kind of hypnosis. And for example, hypnosis is common. You are hypnotized every day. For example, you watch a movie and then suddenly you feel terrible or feel incredible, but it's not true. It's just a move. And when you think about, for example, bad scenarios, oh, I lose my job, or I could suddenly you could have an accident. This kind, the most part of the things, more than 80% don't happen, but you live in this kind of a dream a lot of times in your mind. So in this case, there are some activities like go to the gym, therapy, and the hobbies and some kind of situation help. It's not solved completely, unfortunately, but you could let your life better. It's the secret. Sometimes, yeah, the sad situations happen a lot of time, and that our life is a lot of experience, and there are good experience, the bad experiences, but that's true, that's reality, no? So sometimes you have to accept bad situations happen too, no? So try to let your life the better as as possible. So but yeah, I have to work. Yeah, I don't earn on the lottery, so money in the lottery. Yeah, unfortunately, I would like it to become retired. So yeah, but unfortunately, I have to work. I have to do a lot of activities. So in this case, reserve a part of your time to have fun. Yeah, that's wonderful. Reserve a part of your time to do health attitudes or movements to let your life be better. That's it.
So thank you for sharing a little bit of this. That was a really great conversation for here in the main room too. And I want to ask you guys one more question that is not on the list, but I would like everybody to answer. And the question is, what did you learn in the conversation? It can be about a new word, a new expression in English, or a lesson of life, a lesson about how to deal with anxiety, anything. So, Luis, could you start answering? What did you learn?
I could. That was very interesting conversation. So I could learn a new vocabulary, words that I usually don't use in my day. Anxiety is one of them. So that was okay to me. That was a very good conversation. Etienne and Ricardo was very, very good to conversation.
Very nice. And how about you, Etienne? Do you agree? What did you learn?
I learn about the things I understand how important to need to make exercise to control more anxiety, breathe. So important to know how to breathe slowly when you have the crisis of anxiety. You need the breath is very important because you feel so accelerate. I don't know, in your heart is so dispar, and you need to breathe. And Louis talking about this in the our conversation. Ricardo said things about how important is to have a routine, have a hobby, and and the importance about to exercise. Because I think when you exercise, you make a focus in the goals. Is and I you need to you think more about the uh, bater a meta, o tá pago. Do you don't think in the other things? And I learn about this and the word harmful. I never see, and I see in the question, and I don't know what the, is, but now I understand.
Very nice. Thank you for being here. That was amazing having you here too. And Dani, what did you learn?
This subject is hard, but it's very interesting. Uh, Today I learning about new words. I learning about uh, um, other advices, the Marcos and the you. And thank you, thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you for being here. That was great having you here today. And how about you, Marcos? What did you learn?
Well, I want to share two things. First is the use of the word enhance that you use it as a means to improve. I will study a bit more about this word. It's not new to me, but it's not common in my vocabulary. So thank you for sharing the tip. And the other thing I wanted to share is the importance of breathe. We don't live without breathe, but sometimes we have to remember that we can stop and paying attention to breathe. And that is the most important thing, the most helpful thing. So it was an interesting lesson to learn or to remember here today.
That's great. And that was great having you here today too. And for last but not least, Ricardo, do you want to add something?
Uh, well, I don't mention, I didn't mention uh, meditation is a wonderful tool too. There are a lot of information about it on the internet, and particularly YouTube. You could do. There are short videos, no? 10 minutes, 5 minutes. That's wonderful. You feel well. You feel relaxed. That's wonderful. It's a kind of snap sometimes. Né? You stop a while because your mind, a lot of times, is not about the reality. So in this case, you don't do anything. You stop it, but your mind is a work in progress. there are a lot of feelings, there are a lot of thoughts in your mind. So you became stopped is different. Your mind became stopped. So in this case, it sounds like a sport. Né? You have to practice. So every day. Né? And don't put yourself under pressure. Oh, today I have to do therapy. I have to do. No, I want to do these things. Oh, on this week I don't have feel well. I don't feel well. So I go to the therapy. I do my meditation the next week. Okay, but do it. That's it's better than uh, don't do anything. That's it.
Very nice, guys. That was a really great conversation. I'm so glad to have you all here. And I just sent the survey link on the chat. So if you guys can, just leave a comment telling how the conversation was for you. If you have any other suggestions about what I could do better, or about different topics that you guys want to talk about, that would be amazing. And if you guys want to be with me again, I have two immersions on Tuesdays. It's 9 a.m. this one, and 4 p.m. You guys are always very welcome. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you again anytime. Bye bye.